I received a text message from one of the boys telling me that there's an ambulance. There's like fire trucks all over our neighborhood. And he's like, Mom, it's Aiden. He's out. Like, I'm like, what do you mean out? Like, he's not breathing. He's gone. I mean, they're trying to revive him, but he's out.
Diane Falagowski had just finished giving her testimony at church in California when she received tragic news. Her 14-year-old son, Aiden, was being treated by first responders at their home in Oregon. Her husband, Tyler, was with their son when it happened.
I heard him just basically crash to the floor, loud crash. I called 911, I ran and unlocked the front door, and while I was on 911, he had stopped breathing. I had thought he had died right there in front of me.
Tyler performed CPR until first responders arrived and took over. 15 minutes later, they were finally able to get a pulse. Aiden was rushed to the hospital.
When I walked in, there was probably 20 people around him working on him, trying to figure out what was happening. They didn't know what was going on. His blood count was really low, so I was praying, obviously, that wasn't his time to go.
Aiden had suffered a splenic aneurysm, causing internal bleeding. Prayers for healing spread through their church community as Diane raced to get a flight home to Portland. She received a text from her pastor encouraging her faith and reminding her they had prayed for someone with a rupture earlier that day.
Somebody has something ruptured in their body. I speak healing now in Jesus' name.
She said, do not fear. God is healing him and God is protecting him. And those words, 3 sentences that really gave me such peace and such almost like this warmth that God was truly is with him. And I have not felt that before, where there's this immense peace that I could not explain. I do not need to worry and I do not need to fear because God's got Aiden.
Diane arrived at the hospital late that night after Aiden's first surgery.
They had to open him up like, I think, 1.5 feet and all blood. I mean, there's so much blood and I've never seen so much tube in someone's body before. Tyler's like, you know, Aiden died, right? I said, yes, I knew. And I said, but hon, you don't need to worry. God's got him.
After surgery, doctors kept Aiden's abdominal cavity open for several days due to a continued bleeding. Hospital staff gave little hope for a positive outcome.
The surgeon says, hey, don't expect much because, he didn't have oxygen for a while. We don't know what kind of damage in his brain. And I said, I'm not worried. God's healing him. God's protecting him. He's going to be fine. And I just keep, speaking faith and speaking life over my son. Like the whole night, I did not sleep. I was just declaring Bible verses over my son.
Days later, with doctors still unsure of Aiden's cognitive ability, they brought him out of his coma.
He woke up without no problem in his brain. He knew where he was. He was writing on a whiteboard because he couldn't speak because he has tubes on his throat. But I was just praising God.
When he woke up, it was an amazing feeling. My wife and I, we were there pretty much 24/7 as much as we could once this happened. And when he woke, it was the best experience ever.
After 14 days in the hospital, Aiden was released with no deficiencies. He says he felt intimacy with God he had not experienced before.
I just felt God's presence and God's love and his comfort. I was never alone. And even if there was nobody in that room, God was in that room. And I feel like that was the most powerful thing for me.
Aiden is now sharing his story on social media through his page, Protected from Above, encouraging others to draw close to God through Jesus.
I just want people to know this love that God had for me. I want people to have this love. And I want people to know that God is love. Most importantly, when you feel like you have nobody, when you feel like you can't fall back on anyone, that you can always fall back on God, that he's always there for you.
Aiden, Tyler, and Diane remain thankful for prayers and the love of God they experienced during their time of need.
I do believe there were so many miracles here, and it was all God's plan and God's will. And there was, I think, hundreds or thousands of people praying for Aiden at one time, and just, that's a lot of power. I mean, I know that helped.
There's this hedge of protection and support, that you're not alone. You know, you have the body of Christ cheering you on and like having that faith also with you. It's almost like fighting the battle with you. And of course, the battle is the Lord's battle, but Jesus moved with our faith. The same love that resurrected him is available to everyone, to all people, everybody. And it's free. You just need to accept him.
I know that all of these prayers helped me to stay strong and to stay rooted in him during this time.
With an abundance of thankfulness, Diane sponsored a revival service in downtown Portland to honor God and thank him for healing Aiden.
I'm beyond grateful, and I don't take it lightly. I will declare God's goodness until the end of my last breath.